Hello everyone, Brian here again. This time we're doing a quick review on the Mora Robust knife. This blade arrived today, and I haven't used it for anything. So far I've been oohing and awing at it. I've been admiring the craftsmanship of the blade. I've been admiring the overall design. And the first thing I noticed that I really liked is that the blade comes in really light. Now I don't know what the exact weight is. Like I said, I got it today, so I haven't had any time to go. I haven't had much time to do much with it, such as weigh it or jam something hard through it. But what I can tell you is that the blade itself is about 4 inches in length. The spine, the thickness of the blade, is about 1/8 of an inch thick. Now, if I recall correctly, I believe that's a little thicker than most of the Mora knives that we all remember. I know the classic, the one I had the red handle. That blade, I remember it was pretty flexible. This blade is not. This one's very rigid, very stiff. The one thing that someone pointed out to me is that they did some redesigning on this blade. They said that the tang is the same as the newer companions. So I would, I don't know. I never owned one, but so that's up to the rest of you to tell me that. I do know that the steel is a high carbon steel, and according to Mora, it's a 1095, and it's not a fancy blade, but the way they shined it up, made it all mirror finished, made it look really nice. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and just open this up for you. Like I said, it's right hand carry only. I don't know if Mora makes any left-hand sheaths yet, but if they do, I'll be sure to go ahead and get one. In the meanwhile, I'll go ahead and try to figure a different way to go ahead and fit this blade to myself. The one thing I don't like to do, and I've seen this on a lot of people like to do this, they like to go ahead and put this around their neck. Cody Lundeen likes to do it. I have always been real kind of irked about putting a knife around my neck. To me, it just seems like it's going to, it's just ingredients to create a mechanical injury in the field, so I would rather have it on my side instead of around my neck. So that's it. Here it is. The blade is rubber. It's very ergonomic. It fits really well. It's incredibly comfortable. Really enjoy holding onto it. You could go ahead and just do a death grip on it, and it's not definitely going anywhere. I don't know if you could hear that, but it's very sticky. My hands are very clean, so I don't know if that's anything I can do with it. The blade itself, you can see the reflection of one of my chairs there. It's very, very reflective, very shiny, so you can see I haven't used it. Yeah. Anyways, I was looking at this blade and the design, and I noticed that there's little things here, like a small little hole in the handle. I'm not sure if that's to let water out. If it is, and that's a really small hole. I was going to use a different word, decided not to. And I think the overall design is just meant to be simple. You know the old term, keep it simple. There you go. Yeah, made in Sweden. So here's this quick cutting test. Nothing major. Like I said, I haven't actually really used this, so I don't know. I mean, it just goes through this envelope like it's nothing. And I was talking to some other people who actually own this blade. They're very pleased with how it performs. They say that it holds an edge very well. It's easy to sharpen. Although I have talked to some other people who say it's not easy to sharpen. I can definitely tell you this, though. I used my fire steel on the back of it already, and it took a while to get a spark going. The spine is not very edgy, should I say. It's kind of rounded off on the edges. So I don't know if that's that was a design flaw or what. You can see my hit right there. But it eventually finally did go through. So I'm not really all that worried about it. There's so many different ways to strike a knife on a fire steel. I only just did it one way. I will be using this to baton and seeing how that goes. So I'm going to do an after-use video, just like I did on my Bear Grylls Ultimate Pro knife. This weekend, I am going to be taking this out into the field. And like all the knives I've never tested, I will always be taking one that I did test and I trust. So yes, one of my Gerbers is going with me. So one other quick thing too, the tang. A lot of people are concerned about this. We all know they're not full tang here. I have a computer image of the tang, what it looks like. We had a gentleman, he went ahead and cut open his blade just to show. I guess he bought a couple of these, and he says he's very pleased with it, but you can see that the tang does not go all the way through. You can also see it's a fairly thin tang as well. I noticed on his blade, though, he's got a little bit of rust. So I'm not sure if that's from not caring for it, or he's had it, or I actually think he didn't really care for much. But the one thing I noticed is that little hole in the handle, I don't know how old his blade is, but the hole in the handle doesn't look like it should be there. Just to recap, the hole in the handle is the one that I'm talking about right there. Alright. So, let's get back to the blade here. The one thing that other people have pointed out, they say that it is thicker than typical Moras. To be honest with you, I really cannot confirm that. It's been a long time since I used one of these. It's been about 5 years. That's when I gave away my classic to that person who needed it. So we'll find out, because another friend of mine, I guess he's buying a couple of Moras for his daughters, so he wants to try them out before he gives it to them. And yeah, so and the same guy was telling me, he says, be careful, you might want to use this more than you want to use a Gerbers. Well, I had another friend of mine from England tell me that this is more of a bushcraft knife than it is a survival knife. They make a survival knife of this, but he said he would rather have his hands on an EC or EC Becker, a Gerber, anything but a Mora. He said the Mora he would use for bushcraft, not using a last-ditch effort. Well, I reminded him it's whatever blade you got on you that's going to keep you alive if you know how to use it. So that's it, guys. There it is, the Mora Robust, and the video after the next one, this one, will be the after video. And the reason why that is because next week I will be doing a review on a present a friend of mine gave me from Nepal, a real kukri, handmade machete that he saw being made. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got plenty of flaws. It is full tang, and the people in Nepal said this is actually considered meant to be for light work, or no, sorry, medium work. My friend would kill me if you heard me say that. Anyways, it's meant for medium work. It's not like the thicker combat ones where all the, that you see the military police over there use, or what other people put in their review videos. So he says this is basically a light chopper, ready to go at any time. It's, he says it's not pretty. I think it's wonderful. I absolutely, love this. And the fact that he picked it off for me out there in Nepal and I saw it being made. One thing I noticed that the handle is the wood's not totally flush, but hey, that's okay. That's part of handmade craftsmanship. You can see where the blood groove there is, where they cut it out. You definitely could tell this wasn't made in a machine. It was definitely, someone took their time and bent out the metal, hammered it out, heated it up, gave it, an edge. Let me see if I can cut something here with it. Do anything else? It's all right sharp. But eventually, if I were to go there, it'll make quick work of something or somebody. But it's definitely a chopper, that's for sure. So, next week, I will be doing a review on this. Let's see if I can get that in focus. There you are. But, yes, there's a sneak peek on that. Anyways, this is Brian signing off for now. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.